Person for this session on the dais. Now I request Mr. A.S. Mani sir to introduce the resource person and the chairperson for this session.
Good afternoon all. Today is the international conference organized by Department of Botany and Zoology. It gives me immense pleasure to introduce our chairperson, Dr. Rajendra Marathe sir. He has completed a master degree in microbiology. He also qualified state exam in life sciences. He has awarded PhD in biotechnology. He is present occupation professor and head department of microbiology, Shardabai Power Mahila Arts, Commerce and Science College of Baramati. He is teaching experience 28 years in undergraduate and 14 years in postgraduate. A research experience recognized research guide of Savitribai Phule, Pune University, Pune. Total 18 international research publications. He has published 3 books. He is currently elected as previous member in microbiology. He is conducted and attended total 19 workshops. He also attended 29 national and international conferences. He got first prize for competition held during international conference on doubling of farmers' income through innovative approaches at KVK Baramati. Life membership in Association of Microbiologists in India. He is also appointed as subject expert for the selection committee for faculty and PhD enrollment. Thank you sir for coming. Now, I would like to introduce our resource person Dr. Elhan Jafar Jade ma'am. After completing her graduate studies in medical lab science from Iran, she has completed her master's and doctoral studies from India, specializing in microbiology. Her key interests are in the field of medical lab testing and hematology. She has presented her work at many international conferences and has been a guest lecturer at various colleges in Maharashtra. Currently, she is a lecturer at Azad Awaz University, Iran, and also a head of medicinal lab in Jalagani Hospital. A warm welcome to you, ma'am. I am sure the audience will enjoy insightful talk. Thank you.
Thank you sir for your nice introduction about our resource person and chairperson who are very prime, distinguished and splendid speakers to our present audience. Now, it is our privilege to felicitate our esteemed resource person for this session. I request Honorable Principal Dr. Chandrakant Khilari sir to felicitate the resource person of this session, Dr. Elham Jafar Jade, PhD Microbiology, Lecturer, Medical University, Iran. Please, sir. Thank you. Now again I request Honorable Principal Dr. Chandrakant Khilari sir to felicitate the chairperson for this session, Dr. Rajendra Marathe, Head Department of Microbiology, Shardabai Power Mahila Arts, Commerce and Science College, Baramati. Thank you. After this short felicitation, it is time that we all are waiting for the words of our eminent scholar and a noted personality. I would like to request Dr. Elham Jafar Jade to give your speech for this occasion.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, everybody. First of all, I want to say thanks to Professor Elish, sir. Last 2012, in supporting me he has supported me to get a degree of PhD. He has supported me to become a researcher. He has supported me to present my research. So, he is my God. He is not dead. And the second thing I have to say thanks to this organization who has organized this international conference. I am very thankful for inviting me to present one of my research for you. So, when I got my degree, it happened to be professor education ceremony, PhD is degree. So, if you want to make you update, you have to do research. So I listened. And every year, every 6 months, every year, sometimes 4 years. And now I have my research. This year will be competition, 2023. I have updated myself. And after the problem in the society, the country, the world, I changed my research. Today I want to present one of my research which is useful not only for my research, my country, it is useful for all the world. Today I want to about the real estimate the efficiency of polyethylene iodine 20% in eliminating the microorganisms, including fungus, viruses, and bacteria. Second, I will tell you why I have selected this product for research, and 6 months non-stop, me and my group, mostly me, day and night, we work 6 months. Because everybody knows polyethylene iodine many years ago still using as an antiseptic and mostly in surgical, and sometimes used for mineral bones also. I think everybody knows polyethylene iodine 10%. Okay. Next. So, many surgeons came to me and they told me, Edmond, we have requested you to search on polyethylene iodine and estimate the real efficiency. See whatever company has claimed. A company of this polyethylene iodine in Iran is colg, and they are to government and they are really too much power. Nobody can say anything to them. If they don't if they wrong also, nobody can say anything to them. So many surgeons came to me and told me after the surgery, patients are confident about the place of surgery. And many surgeons, more than 75 surgeons came to me and they were not happy about polyethylene iodine to eliminating total microorganisms. I got the decision to make one research group and I estimate the real efficiency of polyethylene iodine eliminating the microorganisms. So I selected 6 government hospitals, not only my hospital, 6 government hospitals in my state, and because when you want to tell something and you want one product, you should be very, your research should be very much powerful, and it's not like I say this is not true. We should not be using first of all, we have to give good evidence. So, I selected my lab as a research place, and I collected from different hospitals as a random this product, povidone iodine. And I saw that it has written my product, povidone iodine 10%, is able to eliminate all kinds of microorganisms, including fungus, viruses, neck and envelope, and all kinds of bacteria, gram negative, gram positive, and also S4. Everybody knows, every microbiologist knows that S4 is the most strong type of bacteria, that's Bacillus anthracis and others. So, next please. I visited 6 government hospitals. I went one to them, and I told them around 6 a.m. Everybody should be the surgery room. 6 a.m. we have started our talk. 1,012 samples. 1,012 samples were collected before and after applying povidone iodine 10%. After getting a skin. What I have done, before I applied the povidone iodine, I got a smear, also swab, and after applying the povidone also, I got the swab samples. Only a skin of patients means the place of surgery. The place of surgery from operation room of 6 different state hospitals. And duration 6 months, means 6 months non-stop in maintenance. The samples were collected at the time of surgery from the operation room of the state hospital, our hospitals including Salome and Supri, Emma, Barhai, Razi, Siam, and Gulistan. And in the month of February or in the H, Khordad, Moda, Sharani, 6 months non-stop we have started. To estimate the real efficiency of povidone iodine 10% to eliminate bacterial fungus and viruses when applied on the skin as an antiseptic for 2 to 20 minute drive. Company claimed that my product can eliminate all kinds of microorganisms within 2 minutes, less than 2 minutes. I thought, okay, no problem. They have told 2 minutes, but I thought, okay, means give it more time to them. 2 to 20 minutes. Okay. The result of swab testing from patient's skin before apply povidone iodine show growth of many gram-negative and gram-positive. So, means before applying povidone, many of gram-negative and gram-positive of bacteria and fungus grow. Only few patients no grow. Next, povidone iodine is, see, 1,000 swab samples. This is the result of 1,000. Povidone iodine is able to eliminate the gram-negative bacteria in more than 90%. So it's good. Povidone iodine has good power for elimination more than 90% of gram-negative bacteria, including Acetobacter. Everybody knows Acetobacter is very powerful. Escherichia coli, Pseudomonas, Pseudomonas also very much powerful. Enterobacter and Klebsiella. However, some gram-negative, in some cases, when I calculate CFU per ml, only I saw reduction. For example, before after the povidone iodine, in some cases, for example, 1,000 colony, after means 50 colony. In some cases, it will have reduction of load, but in more than 90%, totally I have seen elimination of gram-negative particle. Next. Total elimination of fungus also aspergillus penicillium totally eliminated. So now we have seen that iodine has power to eliminate more than 90% gram-negative and total elimination of fungus. But only few of gram-positive bacteria were eliminated, including cocci, Staphylococcus, Staphylococcus aureus, and Staphylococcus aureus. And what is the distribution of less than 5%? So, power of iodine is very much less than 5% in elimination of gram-positive bacteria. Same result were observed in acid samples, and we have done not only in vitro, in vivo also, we have done with antibiotics. The exact time of hominin patient as before surgery could not be estimated. As I told you, we got time between 2 to 20 minutes. But it can be concluded that antiseptic effect of hominin iodine even applied for 2 minutes shows positive. Means whatever company has told my product can affect within 2 minutes, it is true, it is good. But only regarding fungus and gram-negative bacteria. Show positive result on gram-negative bacteria in more than 90% of our isolates. In gram-positive cocci, whether MRSA means methicillin-resistant Staphylococcus aureus, as we know Staphylococcus aureus, sometimes are resistant to cefoxitin or clostridium or oxazidine. Then we call them methicillin-resistant Staphylococcus aureus or other hominin. Iodine is elevated to eliminate only less than 5%. Same result with observing bacillus species. Due to limitation of hominin iodine to totally eliminate gram-negative bacteria, and this power is very big for elimination of gram-positive bacteria. Surgeons need to search either alternate antiseptic or updating the composition of this product. Next. See, this is some of the data we have selected. Next, please. Next. See, before following iodine, this is if you check this the line. It's very nice to go ahead. This time I have written 2 a.m. See, 2 a.m. at night. This is, I have written in my hand also. See, here is essential color. Essential color, it is metallic shine of essential color. See, gram-positive and essential color. And after 16 minutes, okay, after 16 minutes, see, you cannot see any growth of gram-negative, only gram-positive growth. If you can see the metallic shine of essential color and gram-negative bacteria. Essential cannot grow. This is our student. Gram positive. I will tell you this. This media is eosin which is good for growth of gram-negative and gram-positive bacteria. Sorry, only gram-negative. And this media is beta-agar, which is good for growth of gram-positive and gram-negative bacteria. This is our intensity. Gram-positive starting hook or roots. This is manifold salt agar. Starting hook or roots on the and you can see the count how much load is high. See? This is more than 1 million bacteria. And after the coming iodine, still there are positive bacteria or and this is also molar from that gram-positive and gram-negative bacteria are able to grow. See, after the coming till 46 minutes, I give chance to this product and it's not able to eliminate the gram-positive bacteria. This is some of our ways. So, I want to say something. Many people after surgery, they infected to abscess or infection. They don't know this is the reason of maybe on some antiseptic. Surgeon is doing her or his professional work nicely, all the nurses, everybody, all the assistants, but due to one fake antiseptic or disinfectant, this is happening. More than 75 years, still popping iodine, and last 2 years I am working with them. They are telling I am also ready to give them the solution, but they are not accepting me. They are only give us formulation, and this is not. So still they are looking, and as much as we try to not to purchase, but they have power and they are looking. That's what for each product which you are taking as an antiseptic, as a disinfectant, company claim that my product is this, but we have to test. We have to every microbiology department, and mostly people are in microbiology or chemistry, no problem. We have to really check the quality, see whatever company has claimed it is fake or it is fact. That's why not only for iodine, for any product, it is and because of that, in some countries, coronavirus immediately finished, but in some countries, still is there. Due to fake use of alcohol. When everybody knows alcohol, 1 liter is at least how much? I don't know. Yeah. So they are giving this much alcohol, this much water, and they are doing it is reduce all the viruses and microorganisms. That's why they simply are in problem to control infection in the healthcare system. Any questions?
Now this session is open for discussion. Anybody wants to ask the question, please raise your voice.
I will come. My idea. No, our body is more than our cells. Everybody knows? The number of bacteria which is present in our body is more than our total cells.
In other body, number of microorganisms is present. When treated with the treatment, along with some harmful bacteria or microorganisms, some beneficiary microorganisms can be eliminated from our body. How to tackle, how to handle, how to solve for this problem.
When we use the antibiotic or when we use this antiseptic, means you want to tell me after we use antibiotic oral or when I use antiseptic for elimination of microorganisms. Yes?
Analytic treatment. Some of the very microorganisms can be eliminated.
Good, very good. Yes. See, cell is saying when we want to eliminate the microorganisms, I use some of benefit microorganisms also eliminate. So it is no problem because there, when we want to do cell training and we cut this thread, for example, the microorganism is on the surface of our skin. They are the first line of our defense. Okay? They are the first line. But still, when we cut and they insert our body, our blood, they cause septicemia and they create problem for us. The bacteria in our colon also, in anywhere, in their place are useful, but if they change to inside our tissue or blood, they will create problem. Okay? This is many bacteria are in our throat. Okay? But if one of them insert our blood, they will create problem.
Any questions from the audience?
Let's go to sports. Now I have not been into this start. See, my belief God was pure 100% when I came to India. When I saw such a nice people like English like my man or my mom, like I saw the purity in your people. That time I was not a person. This is only for my living to back my government because my job is belong to government. If I don't put it, and by chance they see I have not put the stuff, they will get my job, they will disturb me, they will disturb my family also. And we try to change the revolution. That's God has done. I have not, but it is for. This is for. I have not. This is only for. It is clear in our heart. Really? What is the meaning of it? I have not put. If I put it, God will give me a gift? No. God will give me gift when I use for my society, for the people, for my family. I will give it. It's unsure.
Thank you, madam, for your valuable navigation in the ocean of estimating the efficiency of povidone iodine 10% in eliminating microorganisms. Thanks once again, madam. We are also having a great opportunity to listen to the words of today's most acclaimed and distinguished chairperson. May I request the eminent and glaring chairperson of this session, Honorable Dr. Rajendra Marathi, Head Department of Microbiology, Shardabai Pawar, Mahila Arts, Commerce and Science College, Baramati, to express your chairperson's remark. Honorable Dr. Rajendra Marathi, sir.
Just now, Dr. Kalam Jafar Nadir, he has presented a work on eliminating the efficacy of povidone iodine 10% in eliminating microorganisms. Actually, she showed what is fake and what is fact. Am I right? Okay. But due to some limitations, she tried to prove her research work in her laboratories or in hospitals. She explained why she has selected this topic. She has also selected 6 hospitals to prove her work, as well as 1,000 samples. It's not a joke. She has collected to prove her work, and she has done a really nice work. She verified the results in vitro as well as in vivo. So that is the actual purity of her work. So I congratulate her, and your presentation was very good. Nice. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your chairperson's remark. Now I call I request both of you, please stay on the dais. There is a vote of thanks. So I request Mr. N.P. Patil, sir, to extend the words of gratitude.
I have expressed the vote of thanks of resource person Dr. Kilam Zafir Zadeh to given a nice lecture and innovation information on estimating the efficacy of providing iodine 10% eliminating microorganism. I would also thankful to respected chairperson of this session, Dr. Rajendra Marathi. I am also thankful to our honorable principal, Dr. C.J. Kedarishan, and faculty members, research students, and all respected peoples present here. Thank all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now, valedictory function.
Now we are ready to start the next session of this second day of the international conference. The speaker of this session is Honorable Dr. Baban Igole sir. The president for this session is Honorable Dr. M. Deshmukh sir. So I would like to request Honorable Baban Igole sir and Dr. M. Deshmukh sir, please become on a dais. Again in this session, on behalf of organizing committee, I welcome you all participants and it's our duty to felicitate the speaker as well as the chairperson of this session. So, I would like to request Director of our college, Principal Dr. Chandrakanti Khilari sir, to please be felicitate the resource person of this session, Dr. Babu Igole sir. With offering a shawl, bouquet, and a book for the occasion of this second day of the international conference. Welcome you, sir. Thank you, sir. Once again, I would like to request Director of our college, Principal Dr. Chandrakanti Khilari sir, to please felicitate the chairperson of this session, Honorable Dr. M. Deshmukh sir. Welcome you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Scientist retired from the NIO Goa, and now he is doing visiting scientist at National Center for Polar and Ocean Research, Vasco, Goa. I have actually 43 years research and teaching experience at PG and UG level. So 200 research projects are completed. In these 200 research projects, some are the major and some are actually 45 are major projects and remaining are the minor projects. Then National and International Research Advisory Committee, he is the member of that committee. He guided several for the PhD degree, MPhil degree and MSc dissertations students. The research guide he is recognized from the Goa University, Hyderabad University, Turkey and Kolhapur and ACSIR, that is CSIR Institute. The particular area of the is ecology, biodiversity, Antarctic biology, EIA environmental impact assessment for the coastal development projects, oil, gas and deep sea mining, coral reefs, ecology and climatic change. This is the particular area doing the research. 227 research articles published. From that, 168 science citation index journals. The total citation of the 4,750 citations. H index is 35, I index is 104. The total impact factor is more than 350 and NAS rating is 750. So different book and book chapters have written. Total 3 patents have already granted. Then popular science articles, 23 science articles are published. Then actually 12 different awards in the Japanese government, fellowship award, then Young Scientist Award in Bioscience, Professor N.R. Menon Award in 2019, Cochin University and Science and Technology. Then A.G. Shukla Gold Medal Award in 2015, Society of Environmental Biology, EcoVision Award by the EcoNeed Foundation, Rajbhasha Kirti Sanman Award given by the Bharatiya Rajya Sabha Vikas Sanstha, Srimati Kusumati Chavan Samruti Puraskar for the excellence in science. Like that, different award sir have got. Then honors also. Fellow of Maharashtra Academy of Science, Fellow of Academy of Environmental Science. He is a Fellow of the Society of Bioscience. He is a life member of Indian Science Congress, Ocean Society of India, Indian Society of Comparative and Animal Physiology, Mangrove Society of India. He is a life member. He is a life member of Zoological Society of India. Then Benthological Association of India, Wetland Authority of Goa, and he is executive member of Worldwide Fund of India. Then he is a member of Technical Working Group in International Authority, UN Authority. Then member of Advisory Board, Deep Ocean and State Stewardship Initiatives. With this brief introduction, I will stop here. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. So, such two eminent personalities are with us today. I request Honorable Baban Ingole, sir, to start his talk on biodiversity of the deep Indian Ocean associated with mineral resource. And I request Professor Dr. A.M. Deshmukh, sir, to please chair the session.
Good afternoon. Probably this is going to be the last lecture. I'm sure I'm not going to bore you more, because last 2 days you have been attending different type of talks, maybe different subjects. But before I start, how much time I have? Because we have another function, I know it. Depending on that, I will do. No, yeah.
40 minutes.
Okay, that will be more than enough. I'll try to finish before that. I thought maybe 20 minutes or something like that. So don't worry about it. First of all, I would like to thank Principal Clarissa, very good friend of mine and very able administrator. We have been listening about him, but down to earth person, connected to the soil. That is what is more important. I thought we all, most of us, we are coming from rural areas and we have connections to our motherland, and that binding is very much. So thank you very much, sir, for inviting me and giving the opportunity. Dr. Pise, our student from the National Institute of Oceanography, doing very well. Thank you very much for the opportunity and very nice arrangement. I have been looking at everything. I have been passing through the Pandharpur, never had chance to visit this college, but I am sure I will make it next time, even without the invitation. I don't need it, let me tell you. Well, I can promise you in another 25 or some odd minute, I won't take 40 minutes, sure. I will give you a glimpse of the deep sea, which all of you have not even witnessed in your life, and I can tell you, you will not forget me. That is what my promise to you. Well, what I am going to talk to, my wife is sitting, she also don't know. After having so much, what this fellow is going to talk. So that is what Navnath knows a little bit about my work, what I have been doing it, and today I have selected a topic in such a way, I was even happy to see that Dr. Deshmukh and even Dr. Gaikwad in previous lecture have already made an introduction to my work. So I can take a reference from that very much, particularly about the microorganisms, leaching microorganisms. And I will be making a reference very much about that. My talk also is a little bit focused on some part of that one, but it is from a different context altogether. Friends, just to fit into the conference, I have made the biodiversity topic. I will be talking definitely on biodiversity, but that is what I want to say, that a different context about biodiversity. I am a biologist, a zoologist, a fishery biologist. Today I am an oceanographer working mostly on geology. Let me tell you, so that is what the beauty of oceanography is. In last 43 years of my service, even today also I am working, after retirement I got reappointed by Government of India in the Ministry of Earth Science, and that is what I have been doing with the ministry. Well, what is that we are doing in the Ministry of Earth Science? Is something which a future of India. If you can read here, this is I coined particularly for this talk, and this is one of the deep sea fish. And that deep sea fish is giving the message to mankind. And the message is, if you take care of your environment will take care of your progeny. So that is your children. That is what I wanted to say. Okay, so my talk is focused on the deep sea biodiversity. And what is the deep sea? For some of you, I'll try to make it a little bit short. Most of you have seen at least in the Bollywood movies, the sea. समुद्र तुम्ही बघितलेला आहे काही वाद नाहीये, बऱ्याच लोकांनी भेट पण दिलेली असेल. गोवा तसं काही जास्त दूर नाहीये. So some of you must have visited Malvan, Ratnagiri, Goa, I am sure. and if you go on the beach, you actually go somewhere here or somewhere here. This is the part which is called beach. Okay, समुद्र खूप मोठा आहे. आम्ही समुद्रात गेलो जर म्हणाल तर बीचवरच फक्त गेलेला, तुम्ही समुद्रात गेलेले नाही असं म्हणता येईल. सो दिस इज वेअर इट इज द इंटरटायडल बीच, वेअर wave comes and goes, and as you go away from here, it goes on changing its depth, and this is how it is there. So fishing usually is carried out within the 200 meter, and beyond that, if you go down, you have different type of environment. So here most of you we see this environment which is called the biologically active zone, where sunlight passes up to 200 meter. Below that sunlight doesn't go, and therefore it is though active, not the way it is active here. So this is the layer which is we call pelagic layer, and then down it is the mesopelagic and deep sea layer. So I am talking about the deep sea beyond this 200 meter. Not about this, because this will take full day if I want to explain it, and that is what I have been teaching in different universities. So don't worry about that. Well, what I am concerned is this part. Beyond 3 kilometer water depth, not even 3 meter or 300 meter, 3 kilometer water depth. And why we are looking at this environment is basically because, as we know that the globe, 70% it is covered by the water, most of it by the sea, and rest is the land. Now, if you look at it at 70 or 71%, only 50%, of course, is the shallower one, and 50% is more than 3 kilometer depth. That is the deep sea. So 50% covered by this deep sea. Out of that, only 5% of that is known to us. We don't know anything about rest of the thing. Only 5% at least we know it, what is there. And out of that, not even 1%, less than 0.0001% have been physically sampled. And what we talk in the big things, even in the Discovery Channel, I was part of the Discovery Channel. I was part of the National Geographic expeditions. So I know that what we do it there, we show it, people. But very limited information has been collected. Overall, if you look at the sea or deep sea or ocean, so physically sample is very less. Not much has been sampled. Well, how deep is really the deep? That is what I was just telling you. So, roughly, what we know from the general knowledge question is the deepest part of the sea is, everybody can tell me, which is the deepest part of the ocean? Pacific Ocean. Any name? In general knowledge it is already, even in net exam it comes, Mariana Trench, which is in the Pacific Ocean, and depth is around 11,000 kilometers. To be precise, 11,870 something, around that it is the depth. So 11,700 meters, almost 12 kilometers. That is the deepest part of the sea. And since only 1% of that, or less than 1% is known to the rest of the world, scientifically very less of inside, sample. This is what the Mariana Trench is, the Pacific Ocean. You can see that this is the deepest part in the Pacific Ocean. But there are more than this. This is actually from the textbook, and it is known to all of us. Scientists have already gone more than 17 kilometers. Today, that is what we scientists we know about the different depth. Well, this is how the trench is here. When you see the Mariana Trench, there are two plates and then it is going down. So this is how it is. And man submersible has gone to the depth. Recently China has gone with a man inside up to the deepest part. So So we know it physically sampled. Also, these are some of these areas. There are thousands of different type of organisms living here. Well, we know very well that on the land and also as well as scaling the surface 200 meter, there are two types of productivity or the biological activity happens in the sea. Water surface where sunlight passes, because for productivity sunlight is the first on land also in the water also, and that process we all know is the photosynthesis process. There is another process where sunlight is not necessary. Deshmukh has already mentioned that there are the microorganisms, they proliferate, they multiply without sunlight because they need the food. And food is in the form of energy, energy in the form of metal they are using. They are leaching the metal, and by leaching the metal they are converting inorganic material into the organic material. Same thing it happens in the sea also. It is a natural process. That is what Dr. Deshmukh and his students have done it. It is a process which is already understood in the nature. They have been able to demonstrate it physically. So what happens in the nature is there are some of the areas at the deep sea where there is no sunlight. However, there either water is most of the places is very cold water. It is around -2 degrees. And on an average, if you look at deep sea, it is cold water. But there are some areas, a specific areas where Mariana Trench like trenches are there. Two reaches are meeting, and those reaches where they are meeting, core of the earth, it is actually full of lava. It is boiling and flowing. Everywhere it is flowing. However, wherever there are the trenches or there are weaker zone of the lake, there are cracks. And that lava which is boiling also is building the pressure with the water vapors. So from top we have 3 kilometer water pressure. That pressure is pushing the water down. When it is pushing through the cracks, see water percolate down, and down is the lava is there already there. So it comes into the contact. Again the vapor will be generated and it builds up the pressure. So when it builds up the pressure, that pressure has to come out somewhere. And it happens as it happens near Andaman and Sumatra when tsunami happens. With the pressure, the lava will come out. Sometimes even the plates will be shaken, and that is how आपण म्हणतो भूकंप झाला, earthquake झाला, and the lava comes out. But when it comes out, it comes with so much force that it will push the full 3 kilometer water column to tens of feet. In fact, at Sumatra, I have studied that 60 feet it was lifted. Full water column of 3 kilometer was lifted to 60 feet, and that generated the tsunami both the sides. And the water was thrown away in such a way it was flowing at the speed of jet. Vimana's speed means it was flowing. But then lava comes out, and when the lava comes out, it will be not coming at that height. Lava will get immediately in contact of cold water, which is around 2 degrees, I already told you. So when it is 2 degrees, it will come in contact with water, sediment in that, sometimes rock, anything will be there. Whatever is there, it will get dissolved into that one. Chemical reaction will take place in that one, and there is rock formation. New mineral formation takes place. That is what is and this is a continuous process. But since it is also coming with the chemicals, this is where the microbes they play very important role. Microbes otherwise also are available there, heterotrophic, as Dr. Deshmukh was there. They are available there also. They are playing very important role. I will talk about that also. But these are the specific microbes. In that water they will be available there. As and when the lava comes out, they get charged because they get energy. Because there is a sulfur already available there, ready made to that lava and fluid. So they get the energy there, ready made to heat. And temperature is there. Temperature is high, sulfur is available, and also different chemicals are available. They flourish it and develop their own colonies. A big colonies will is the one where inorganic material is converting into the organic and food is available to the fish. Otherwise, that environment at 3 kilometers, no sunlight, no food. So no food, no sunlight, no fish, no other organism. Whereas wherever you have got such environment, there will be big colony. Jatra bhalasaki bhagreya, but only where the lava is coming. That is we call as hydrothermal vent. And such hydrothermal vents are available everywhere, wherever there are 2 plates are meeting. And those plates, I will show you where there are those plates are meeting. These are the ones. You can see that the lava is coming out like this plume. And these are the all organisms. These are they develop the chimneys full of metals, pure metals. Like copper is the one, nickel is there, cobalt is there, very, and iron manganese will be definitely there. And this is how it comes out. Okay, and these are the organisms which are realizing the metals, sulfur, and the energy and developing inorganic material into the organic, and therefore lot of bigger organisms they come. The white one are the bacteria. This one. Okay, these are those some of those bacteria. You can see that the lava is down here, the crack is here, water is on top. This is the seabed, and it is coming out like this one. So these are some of those bacteria around this one. So plumes are coming out. This was the first discovery, very new to the science. In fact, till 77, scientists, forget about you people, scientists were believing that below the seabed there is no life because there is no sunlight. Till 1977, because what is जे आम्ही डोळ्याने बघतो त्याच्यावर भरोसा ठेवावा लागेल ना, आणि विज्ञानासाठी तर पुरावा फार महत्त्वाचा. सो जोपर्यंत as long as you are not getting the evidence, your evidence is very important for science. Sometimes I am using Marathi words, hopefully because of I can convey it much better.
No, I can calculate.
Yeah, I will avoid it, but then sometimes I do have to use it. So I try to do it. It's more convincing if you're talking in mother tongue.
No, it's okay.
Well, so these are those bacteria. You can see that how the lava comes out and then those chimneys are built up. And well, these are some of those things you can see. Also there are hot, also there are cold sea. We do have it where there is 3 type of energy we are getting it, and future we are getting it. More and more we'll get it. Presently we are getting 2 type of energy from the sea. One is oil and second is gas. Third we will be definitely getting, partly we are getting it, minerals. There is a 4th one is a gas which is we call gas hydrate. Gas which is trapped in the form of ice blocks below the seabed. That is we call as cold sea. They are available in off Goa, available in the Bay of Bengal, around 3 kilometer water, 1.5 kilometer water depth, and below that there is a sediment, and below that we have already discovered it. India government is going ahead with the more exploration, and this is the future. All science what I am telling is for the future. Well, so these are some of the areas, and there also we do have it, chemosynthetic organisms which survive in such an environment. But beyond that, there is something totally different, not known. As I was telling in 77, we all were not knowing that we have life below the seabed. Even today, we don't know what is actually living in the sea, how much it is living, because only 1% have been, less than 1% have been sampled. And recently, we have got some of these organisms. So scientists, even today, they believe that there are a lot of prehistoric, means when the evolution started, 4,000, around 4 million years back. Even that type of organisms are today we are finding in live condition. So what happened to the evolution? That's why there is nothing known to the science is available only in the deep sea. We are getting it more and more. So scientists believe that is it possible that scientists from the space organizations are looking at life on other planet, other life, alien life. Scientists in deep sea research, we believe that probably there is also alien life in the deep sea because there are certain organisms. I can tell you, I am a member of the international research group, and we found an organism collected just before during Corona. We were not able to name it. You can see we are talking, international biotechnology advancement, and today also they were not able to name that organism, whether it is, of course it was invertebrate, but they were not. Of course, in detailed study afterward we came to know about it, tunicate. This is one of the oldest living organisms. So this is what we are talking about today. Well, longest living organisms we are talking about the corals, live corals in the deep sea, something like 2,500 years old. That is the age of those live corals. There are fishes, a shark, which is almost 150 to 200 year old shark. That is live one. They are there, and they have got it with the proofs. That's what I am saying. I am doing that type of work in the Indian Sea, in the deep Indian Ocean, and we have, I am sharing with something low. What is the problem? Maybe because of the lower is not. Can you help me with the slides? Okay, go back. Only one slide. Okay. So this is the next thing. There is one more aspect of looking at the sea. Today, the fish production is from the capture fish is going down. We have a lot of requirement of the fish as a food because it is very rich in the protein. And the demand is increasing. India 2 years back was the first exporter of the fish to the world. So there is a market available. But more than market, we have our own requirement because 80% of Indians are malnourished. We don't get the enough protein what we require every day in our thali. Enough protein is at least 80 grams of protein. Every Indian should get it. What protein we are getting is mostly from dal. Dal आज 150 रुपया किलो है. तेल 200 रुपया किलो है. Every Indian cannot afford it. That much. So what is the alternate? Alternate is the fish. Fish is much cheaper if it is can be cultured, but we are not getting it from the captured fish. So we need to culture like a poultry. People will prefer to eat the chicken because it is easily available. If fish can be made easily available, people will prefer that also. But it is not easily available and affordable price. So we need to make it. How can we do it? We have to find. There is a resource available in the deep sea, and we have to trap that resource. So I am talking about living and non-living. This is a biodiversity. There is a fish called myctophid fish, which lives at 1.5 kilometer or 1 kilometer depth of the water. And how much it is available? It is available 100 million tons of fish. 100 million tons of the fish is available in the deep sea, particularly the Arabian Sea. It is available. We need to develop a technology. Today, we don't have technology to fish that. We have the technology only up to 200 meters. We have to go 1000 meters beyond, and that is what the technology. It will come. It will be studied. There is another organism which is called Antarctic krill. I have studied it, almost 2 decades back. Antarctic krill. Huge quantity of Antarctic krill is available in the Antarctic Ocean, and that is one of the reasons why we are sending the Antarctic expeditions. Okay, our institute is coordinating. I have been 3 times to the Antarctica. So there is a krill. How much it is there? I can tell you an example which will not believe. But if there is a drought on the world scale, if there is a drought on the world scale and agriculture production is not possible, krill can feed entire global population for 2 years. That much krill is available in the southern ocean, but unfortunately it is 11,000 kilometers away from Goa. It is not easy to catch. It is only in a cold condition that there is a frozen continent called Antarctica. And there the whale, Deomata, तिथेच राहतात. That is the home of hellfish because that much food is available here. So there is a resource available even in terms of the fish and food also in the deep sea. Then we are looking at both these resources also. Right, this is how we are doing the expeditions. Particularly we are looking at one of the resource is available is mineral resource. And at different parts we have got different type of resources available. One is what we have got it on the sea mount. Sea mounts are there like Himalayas are लाखों हिमालय समुद्रात आहेत. I just passing remark करत नाही. This is a fact. लाखों हिमालय हिमालयासारखे आहेत आणि शोध लागलेला आहे. आम्ही बऱ्याच काही गोष्टी बघितल्या आणि त्याच्यावर असं दिसून येते की बरेच काही मेटल्स अवेलेबल आहेत. बायोडायव्हर्सिटी आहे but metals are available as potato types of dagger hai, potato shapes, and they are spread over thousands of kilometers in the Indian Ocean. Thousands of kilometers. We have such an area. Here it is. You can see. This is Madagascar. Mauritius is there. India is somewhere here, and we have an area called Indian Ocean Basin. Indian Ocean Basin. This is the basin where we have got the deposit of these nodules. I have studied last 3 decades of those nodules. Nodules are that is black potatoes. They are rich in cobalt, nickel, manganese, iron. Now cobalt, nickel, iron. Why I am telling manganese? I am coming to that. Also, presenting what we are looking at the sulfide, the lava over the mineral there. Those are the minerals which are rich in cobalt, nickel, and cadmium. Well, I am just telling you where are those available. So, the nodules, the potato shape are available here, whereas this is the line which, just to understand, in scientific language we call it line of fire. This is a rich, mid-ocean ridge system. Line of fire it is in English we call it Marathi में त्याला नाव दिले लक्ष्मण रेषा. लक्ष्मण रेषा आपल्याला सगळ्यांना माहित आहे रामायणात. लक्ष्मण रेषा ओढलेली ती अग्नीची रेषा होती, अग्निरेषा होती. तू क्रॉस करून जाऊ नकोस त्यासाठी अग्निरेषा होती. आणि this is also line of fire. The lava is passing through these lines every time. But below 3 kilometer water and below that is the seabed, below that 70 to 20 kilometers. So wherever there is a weaker zone, it is coming out and it is forming the colony which we call hydrothermal bed, where there is a deposit of the minerals. And such deposits are available in the deep sea. So I was talking about the nodules. These are the potential nodules. These are available rich in the Indian Ocean. India have already done a survey. I was recruited with a group of scientists by Government of India to do this study, and we studied it for last 40 years. Finally, we have applied to the United Nations because these are beyond our EZ, the international. We have applied to the United Nations to do the mining of these nodules because they are rich in the minerals. These are the minerals: cobalt 0.2 to 2.5%. Copper 1 to almost 1.5%. Anything beyond 0.1% is feasible for mining. That is what it is here. And nickel, manganese, almost 20%. How much area? 150,000 square kilometer. That is the area we have surveyed and found out these are available. 50% is given to the international agency, United Nations International Seabed Authority. 50% is with India, and India has been given a status of pioneering investor, where we can do mining in the future in case required. So these are our reserves for the future. We are developing the technology to mine it in the future of cobalt, copper, nickel, manganese. Okay. Why are we looking at it? A question, isn't it? That is what I say. I have to give you the different type of perspective. Government of India is looking at these mineral resources. This is our future. Future is what? Future is our children's. First slide only I have showed it to you. Future is our children's. And today, India and China together are holding the 35% of global youth population. 35% of global youth population. You ask all these youngsters, what is their requirement? The first they will say, खाना नहीं मिलेगा तो चलेगा, मेरे को मोबाइल चाहिए, डेटा चाहिए उसमें, isn't it? This is the answer only SPT I have. So thank you for that response. So this is what they are aspiring. Nothing wrong in that. Nothing wrong. We have to see that government of India is to see they are aspiring because they are our workforce for future. So their needs should be met. That is what is development is there. At what cost we have to think about. Now that is the responsibility of planner and government. At what cost? But what is their demand has to be met. And the demand is what? Today they want data, they want mobile, they want laptops. Because technology is moving that speed. There is one more requirement. With mobile, laptop, today they want either two-wheeler or four-wheeler, isn't it? Either two-wheeler or four-wheeler, लेकिन फुकट में चलना चाहिए because पेट्रोल का दाम बहुत बढ़ गया है. It should, पेट्रोल का दाम बहुत बढ़ रहा है, so it should be moving on the without the petrol. Without the petrol is only possible if it is an electrical vehicle, isn't it? So electrical vehicle के लिए battery चाहिए, and these are those electrical vehicles battery metal which is called lithium battery require cobalt, nickel. In high quantity, cobalt, nickel, copper from land it is depleted already. We have to find out the alternate. There is no way. If India will not look at it, somebody else will look at it, develop the technology because it is not in Indian water. It is in international water. China is already doing it. Other countries are also doing it in Pacific Ocean. And so if we sleep today, tomorrow nothing will be left for their future. So it is our duty to see it that what is the best way of preserving the nature, preserving the biodiversity, but look at the new resources which will meet the aspiration of the young people. Well, so this is how it is. Their demand is good quality of mobiles which can be charged at one time. महिनाभर recharge करायची गरज नसते. Same way, vehicle. I charge my two-wheeler or four-wheeler. I don't have to charge at least 500 kilometers. So that is what they are looking. It is possible only if you have high quality batteries. And for high quality batteries, you require good lithium. You have to, different metals, copper, nickel, cobalt. जमिनीवरचे संपलेले आहे. We have to find out the alternate resource and it is available in the deep sea. And that's how we are looking at that. So next one please. Well, this is how is your aspiration. Today's market is increasing at 150% for the demand for the electric vehicle. So if there is a demand, the market is producing accordingly and therefore the metal rate before COVID and now global metal nickel rates are 3 times higher. Because globally there is a demand for the batteries, for the EVs and therefore it is increasing. So if we live behind, we will be nowhere. Today we are selling our gold to buy the petrol. Tomorrow we will have to sell the rest of the thing also for the cobalt and nickel if we will not develop our own mining technology and our own resources. This is going to happen and therefore government of India is moving very fast to develop such type of resources. Next one please. Well, we have got this type of resources as I was telling you. This is around the Kakinada coast. Within the region we have the areas where we have a gas hydrant. So energy emitting from oil and natural gas could be made from both oil and natural gas and gas hydrant. Then look at the minerals. This is the Lakshman Resha, Central Indian Ridge, Southwest Indian Ridge. During COVID I was on the expedition back of my. We were there for three months and one of our batch was held up in Mauritius almost for 2 months because they were quarantined. I was confident I came back before that one. And that is how we are working in this area. Because it's a very far area. From Mauritius, another 2 weeks it takes to go to this area. And there we take our ship, go there, do the research, and here are those areas where copper, nickel, cobalt is in rich quantity available. This is the area where those nodules are there. What I was just talking about. These are the resources for the future we are looking at. Next one. These are the areas I was saying where the lava is already detected and confirmed within the Indian Ocean. This is the top layer, this is the south. So this is the south-west Indian ridge, what we say, and this is the central Indian ridge. Here is the Carlsberg ridge. We have been working with Dr. Navnath. There were two students of mine. Some guys, one of them who has worked on this, he has worked PhD on this, working on this and this area. So this is how we collect the sample from the deep sea. When we go there, as a biologist, I am just telling, we collect the water from 5 kilometers using this type of equipment, send it down, and then we have remotely operated, these things. We send it, we got the water there, and we get water. So we send this type of different depth. This is a multiple plant or depth. We also operate at different depth. Where these are the Scottish eggs and larvae. This is called Mango net. This is another Indian standard net. One of the Russian ships, we have 5 ships aboard, but they are not sufficient. The building another 2 ships, maybe in another 2-3 years, we will get another 2 research ships of roughly 1,500 crores each. That is the scale we are working at. Last budget, Nirmala Sitharaman has given a special sanction to our Ministry of Earth Sciences, 4,000 crore budget, and that was specially for Indian government's Deep Sea Mission. It was called Deep Sea Mission. And under that program, there is one aspect which you probably have read somewhere is ISRO is working for Moon mission. So Chandrayaan, we are working for Samudrayaan. So there will be man going simultaneously in the space and man going down at the deep sea. And that is the mission which we are going. Given the entire project name is Deep Sea Mission. Well, generally in the deep sea what happens, these are physical parameters. What we have studied, temperature is very high at the top and then it goes on, reducing. So down it is around 2 or 4 degrees. This is what in entire deep sea except the hydrothermal vent. But the salinity will be high, then it decreases down. Then we have the oxygen, these are oxygen, high here and then goes down. So this is how the general characteristic, water characteristic, physical characteristic of the water sample. Here are the nutrients, which is essential for the product. So nutrients is a top layer. This is 4 years we have studied. Every year go in the ship in that area, study it in detail and come out with the new data. So this is what the top layer we have got less nutrient, however the mixed layer we have got very high. That's how it supports the mid-water fishery. This is how we collect the bottom sample. So far I was showing you only the water sample and related parameters, plankton and all those things. Here is the deep sea bed. So we collect it with different type of boxes. The box code, the multiple code, the grab, the dredge, and this is the beam trawl which operated. This is our sample. This is myself. We operated in the night time at the deep sea around 1 kilometer and it's a material gauge. And then we sort it out the material from here. And then what we get it. As a biologist, I am showing you. We have geologists with us. So biologists, we get the material something like this. Then we sort it one organism. Here you can see that I am just running it. There are some of the creeks and those black microfilm fish sorted here. There are some sponges, what we got it. There are some corals, what we got it. I was just showing to some of my colleagues on the ship. And then what we do it is standard. Most of the biologists we do it. Collect the water, samples, sediment, sort out the organisms, animals, plants from there, or microbes. Then we do the DNA, standard DNA. We also do the DNA, and then extract the DNA, do the PCR, and then go from the sequencing, and that's how finally the barcode for that particular organism will be developed. We don't know what organism is there, yet is not named, because unless we know it, we can't go further. So here is unidentified, sometimes identified barcode is developed. So data is again shared with the United Nations database. Data is globally available for comparison. Once that is built up, because the obligation is from international water, so we have to share with the international database. This is how it is the most important part. I was just telling you about the microbes. They are, because they normally they use the degraded material, organic material, help to degradation process, convert it to organic sometime, and then make it available for the higher organisms and also for the product. So here is you can see how it changes on top to bottom. That is available throughout the and bottom sometimes you get very high wherever there are the hydrothermal systems are there because there is contribution coming from the down. So therefore you will have high biological microbial productivity or microbial biomass even at the bottom. But it is very high at the top 1.5 or 2 kilometers. That's it. There are a lot of new organisms, microorganisms now we are getting because of our study. These are those two studies which we have not of the Indian Ocean is this one, Central Indian Ridge, and then the green one we have got the Southwest Indian Ridge. So we have some of the areas where we have high microbial productivity. These are some of those new species of microbes which we got it when the llamas are there. Okay. So these are some of the planktons which we got it from those areas and then there are those available. How much they are there, which are those principles. These are the we have got it from Southwest Indian, Central Indian, there are the biomass and there is the abundance which are those, again the barcode we have with EDA we have value. There are some organisms which even surprise for science I was telling you. There is one of the organisms, for example sponge. We do get the sponge in coastal water, but deep sea we have big sponge. And sometimes we get big is like this big, which we call as barrel sponge. पाण्याचे barrel असते टाकी त्या size. And you can imagine what is the function it does to the ecosystem or what is the role of this. काय सर्व्हिस काय देतात समुद्रामध्ये स्पॉन्ज. तर एक स्पॉन्ज 1 किलोचा जर असला, एक स्पॉन्ज जर 1 किलोचा जर असला तर it will filter something like 6,000 or 2 to 6,000 liters. 1 kg sponge filters 24,000 of liters of water per day. So this sponge act as an aquaguard in the nature. We all require filtered water. Fishes also, corals also do require it, like us, because there is a lot of pollution in the sea, and therefore sponge does that job very much for the rest of the day. There are other filtered organisms also there, but they are huge ones. So their role is very important, and we have to see that even if mining takes place, such organisms should be preserved. Then only we can preserve the ecosystem also for the next one. This is our corals. The deep sea we have a coral. This is on the sea mount. Coral garden, huge corals are there. Almost 2 to 3 meters up. Corals are available in that. And they are very important because they help fishes to breed there. For babies of the fish, they will be hiding place there because other big predators cannot come inside. So they are also helping for the fish to develop. So therefore, there is very rich and diverse fishery will be there also, sea mounts. But they are also rich in the minerals. So we have to keep the balance. These are some of those corals which are in the deep sea. South Africa, they got it. Next one, please. We collected this, and these are some of the new species what we have got it. For example, this was, I was just telling Dr. Nona, this is was there in the lab, my student was working, his container. He has done his PhD on this organism, and this is new species we got it from the Central Indian Ocean, which is Indian new genus, Indian from India.